One question I see a whole lot on the Real Estate Mastermind Facebook page, and my phone never stops dinging, which is a good thing. One thing that I hear constantly is, am I too young to be a real estate agent? And now, I've got gray in my beard and gray in my hair, but I'm in my 30s. I'm in my early 30s. I just turned 33 over the summer. And I want to answer the question for you, because even at 33, I deal with clients who are in their 50s, 60s, even 80s. And the funny thing is that insecurity about your age will come from both sides. So I've dealt with people a little bit younger than me, maybe in their late 20s, mid 20s. And then sometimes I feel like maybe they don't feel I'm old enough because I'm too relatable to them. Like, I'm into the same things, I'm not that much older than them, so I can't give the, I have 20 years experience doing this, and I promise you I can help get this done for you because I am a fatherly figure to you, and blah, 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 blah. Conversely, when you're talking to someone in their 80s, you're coming around a corner like, please, ma'am, can I please, nah. You were alive for 60 years before I existed, but I'm the expert who's going to help get this taken care of for you. Like, here's the thing. Here's the catch. Your age doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can be 19 years old, get your real estate license, start working at a brokerage, and you can start selling houses. And every now and then, you might get the question about your age and how long you've done it, but that question will never derail you as long as you've got the knowledge to back it up. Here's the real catch-22. When you're in your early 20s to mid to late 30s, you can't rely on people just assuming that you've done something for 20 years. You can't. So the only way to overcome that is with information. The only way to overcome that is with professionalism and knowing the answers to the questions being asked. That's going to be everything. And your youth is a perk. You've got to stop looking at your youth like it's a bad thing. Real estate has changed. I work with so many agents who have been doing it for 20 years. They've been doing it since the 80s, who complain about, back in my day, we didn't have to do this and we didn't have that. And I mean, people who are still using fax machines. And the way I like to come into it, especially if I'm talking to an older client, is I do everything digital. I don't sit here and say, we can make you feel comfortable with paper and blah, blah, blah. I'll do what I need to do for you to get it done, but I do every single thing digital. I have a digital record of everything that happens in this transaction. I have emails, I keep records, I have everything. I have access to all the internet systems, and I'm always online, and I get updates and blah, 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 blah. Look at all this technology that I have that I know how to use because I grew up with it. It's a perk, okay? It's a perk. I don't give the books. A lot of people say you need to have these print books to hand people before listing appointments. I've never done that. Sometimes I send emails before listing appointments that have PDF spreadsheets that pretty much surmise the entire presentation. It's just like, this is how I do it. This is what I'm going to do. This is some of my client reviews. I send that via email. And that's if I do it at all. And the reason I do that is because I want you to know that I have access to all the technological resources that are going to help you. And because I'm young, I know how to use them. So stop looking at your age as a deficit. Conversely, if you're 60, you just retired out of some other career and now you're getting into real estate and you think, I'm too old to do this. That is not true. But the same rules apply. You have to learn the technology and use that to your benefit. Because the biggest fear that young people have when dealing with older agents is this agent obsolete? When you've got a picture from when you were 30 on your sign and then they meet you and you're 60, that is a terrible look. Be who you are, be comfortable, and just exude that confidence. Yes, I know how to use email. No, I don't fax. I did not bring a pen because we're going to sign everything digital. People will defer to expertise. If it comes from a baby face or if it comes from someone with some experience, they will defer to experience every single time. They will defer to knowledge. If you know what you're talking about, if you're confident, if you're comfortable, if you have the tools and you know how to use them, they'll hire you. So stop using your age as an excuse to not do something. I'm too young to do this. People won't take me seriously because I'm young. You are not taking you seriously because you're young. Perfect example. I pulled up to a McDonald's drive-thru. This was a long time ago, probably 2-3 years ago, and I remember it. I got the most professional sounding, eager, yes sir, absolutely, would you like this, blah, blah, blah. I got this perfect pitch of, take out order voice box service, right? And I remember we pulled up to the window and there was this young man. He was excited. His energy was up. He was clean. He was well dressed. He handed out the entire order. He handed the bag and said, this is what's in the bag. Is there anything else I can help you with today? I'm like, no. I was blown away by this dude's professionalism. He had to have been 16, 15. But I promise you, the impression he made on me being young, just the way he presented what he did, which was, work the fast food line, the drive-through line. He does this, and he did it with such a level of courtesy and professionalism that I, to this day, I don't remember the guy's name, but I remember his face and I remember the experience. And you mean to tell me you can't bring that exact same energy to something as important as real estate sales or car sales? You can. When you've got it buttoned down and you know what you're doing, people can feel it. They can see it. And it doesn't matter how old you are. So just focus on building your knowledge and focus on the experience that you provide. And I promise you, your age will not even come into the conversation. Nobody will ask you how many houses you've sold. When you know what you're talking about, the question won't come up. And if it does come up, then you have to defer. It's that simple. Defer to whoever you work with, defer to your brokerage, defer to your mentor, defer to whoever you need to defer. But my first listing, 80-year-old couple, $500,000 house. After the listing appointment, I got a call from him saying that some other agent had come, well, not come, but called, and then pretty much tried to say, oh, you made a mistake listing with that guy. He's got no experience. He's done nothing. Looks like you got swindled, bamboozled. This lady's a crook, by the way. The conversation I had with my client was, she said, back when my son was getting a divorce, the lawyer that we hired together, it was his first case, but we knew that he would go over and beyond for our son to help him get through this situation because it was his first time. We have no qualms with using you if it's your first time because we know that you'll work hard and you'll do it for us. And they were right. And I got it sold and I got them moved. So go in with that, man. Your age is not a crutch. It's not a handicap. It's a benefit if you let it be one. So get out there, do it.